Hi, I am Dr. Aaron Wisman, co-director and assistant professor here at the Educational Administration program at CSUB. I'm so glad you're joining me today as we here at CSUB Educational Administration program are interested in supporting your leadership journey. Over the next few minutes, I'll provide an overview of our program content, program expectations, application procedures, and some contact information so you can get in touch with me and other program staff personally. So sit back and enjoy, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Our program has two major objectives, which we like to express as hashtags. The first hashtag is Principal's First Day, and this is actually the program objective that is nearest and dearest to Dr. Solowitz's heart. He brings his years of experience in site administration to the program. Our second hashtag is Many Ways to Lead. Whether you are considering school-level leadership and administration, district-level leadership, or leadership roles in the County Office of Education or the State Department of Education, where a great deal of my own leadership experience was gained, or even beyond, there are many ways to lead in education. Our program is at heart a credentialing program, as we are preparing you to earn your California Preliminary Administrative Services credential, which is the key that you need to unlock myriad administrative roles in California schools. CSUB's Educational Administration program uses a cohort model. Our cohorts bring together diverse groups of educators who share a singular focus: to improve student achievement and well-being in their schools. As part of the cohort, you would start your program in the fall. All students in the cohort take the same classes throughout the program. This allows a networking opportunity of future leaders as they grapple with issues regarding leading and managing schools. After the fall and spring semesters, in May, you will have completed your requirements for the California Preliminary Administrative Services credential. Those who wish to earn a master's degree will then return the following fall for a third semester and graduate with their master's in December. The credential program consists of a total of 8 classes. 6 of the classes meet screen to screen in a synchronous online modality via Zoom. These 6 classes are the visionary leadership, ethical leadership, and instructional leadership classes in the fall, and then the family and community engagement, management and learning environment, and external policy and context classes in the spring. Each of our classes run in 5-week blocks. So you start your first class, Visionary Leadership, in August, and that runs through September. Then, beginning in October, you start the Ethical Leadership class, which runs for 5 weeks, and so on. Overlying all of the screen-to-screen classes is the field experience courses. I'll talk more about the field experience in the next slide. At any given point, you are taking 2 classes: your screen-to-screen class and your field experience class. The screen-to-screen classes meet once a week for 5 hours. In the Antelope Valley campus, the class meets on Monday starting at 4:30, and for the Bakersfield campus, the class meets on Wednesday starting at 4:30. While this is a general guideline, most students do report that in addition to the 5 hours in class each week with the screen-to-screen class, there's an expectation of about 5 hours of field experience, and then usually there's about 5 hours, give or take, of reading and writing that would basically be considered homework. So you're looking at about a 15-hour-a-week time commitment. The fieldwork component of the program is usually done at your school site and encompasses 2 major categories of activity. The first category of activity is addressing a real-world, equity-based problem. We sometimes call this hashtag service learning or hashtag authentic learning, because you will actually be addressing an issue in your school related to student achievement or well-being. This activity is based on the expectations of the California Administrator Performance Assessment, or the CalAPA, which is a state-required assessment that you will need to take and pass in order to attain your California Preliminary Administrative Services credential. I'm going to talk about that more on the next slide, So let me talk at this point about the second major category, which is engaging with school leaders. We refer to this as the organizational scan. And the idea behind the organizational scan is to get beyond your classroom walls, or in some cases, for some of our candidates, the office walls, and experience and gain an appreciation for and an understanding of the broader school context in which leadership operates. There are three major ways to address the organizational scan. One is through traditional job shadowing. Two is through participation or observation of various committees that work at your school or district, such as attending trustee board meetings. Three is through interviewing, basically reaching out to people, leaders in your school, and talking to them about what they do and how what they do serves kids and how they interact with school administration. Additionally, there will be organizational scan opportunities connected with university events. The California Administrator Performance Assessment, or the CalAPA, is required by the California Commission on Teacher Credentialing to earn your California Preliminary Administrative Services credential. First of all, let me clarify, the CalAPA is not a test. You don't go into a room on a given day and fill in some bubbles and write a few essays and you're done. It is a more authentic performance assessment that is implemented in 3 cycles. Cycle 1 is about analyzing data to inform school improvement and promote equity. Cycle 2 is about facilitating communities of practice. And cycle 3 is supporting teacher growth. In each of these cycles, you demonstrate your performance through both written and video recorded work. So let me talk about cycle 1. In this cycle, you will use school data, which we will show you where to find and how to analyze it and how you will identify an equity-based issue in your school. Some of our students, for example, address English learner performance on the CASP math test. Other students are addressing differentials in suspension rates. You know, one group of students is getting suspended at a much higher rate than another group. So really, there's multiple areas of student well-being or performance or achievement that you could address through the CalAPA. It just needs to be authentic to your school, both in that it is interesting to you and that it is in alignment with the mission, vision, and goals of your school as expressed by your principal and as recorded in documents such as your school plan for school achievement. Once you've identified the equity-based issue, you will then develop a plan to address that equity-based issue, and you'll gather together a group of 3 to 5 of your colleagues who will form a community of practice. Then, as a group, you will identify some problems of practice that you can do something about, something to address the issue, some intervention or strategy that you'll implement in order to improve student well-being or achievement in that area you've identified. Your community of practice will then implement these strategies that you've collaboratively identified, and then you'll talk about how they're going. You'll identify some data and review that and monitor and adjust to see how it's going and hopefully lead to some improvements. And then ultimately, you do have a very real and authentic opportunity to truly impact student achievement and well-being in your school through the Cycle 2 process. And then finally, Cycle 3 is about supporting teacher growth, and this simulates a formative teacher evaluation cycle. Through Cycle 3, you will develop your expertise and practice in the art of instructional coaching. You'll have a pre-conference with your volunteer teacher, you will observe a lesson, and you'll conduct a post-observation conference, all the while demonstrating your capacity for this very important skill for all educational leaders. The CalAPA is a rigorous and extensive process, but we have integrated instruction, practice, and formative assessments throughout the program in your screen-to-screen classes and in your field experience so that you are well prepared before you make your final submission. Further, we actually really believe in the CalAPA. The basic skills assessed here are analyzing data, facilitating communities of practice, and supporting teacher growth through instructional coaching, all with the underlying value of equity. We believe These are essential core skills that every educational leader should possess. So we're actually pleased to have so thoroughly integrated the CalAPA into the day-to-day curriculum, instruction, and assessment for our program. Our program has two parts. The first part is that credential only portion that we just talked about. And the second part is the Master of Arts in Educational Administration. Those who are completing their credential are done after 2 semesters in which you take those 8 classes, including the field experience, and you complete and pass the CalAPA. For those who are seeking a Master of Arts in Educational Administration, you would return in the following fall. So for those folks, there's a second fall semester, and you'll take 3 classes in that fall semester. One is an educational statistics class. Another is a research design and analysis class. And the third is a culminating project in education, where basically we're going to ask you to identify an issue in education. It could be the issue that you've already identified in your work with the CalAPA, or it could be something different. But we're going to ask you to look into that in more depth in terms of academic research. This final semester of the Master of Arts program is a little bit different. It has a different focus than the previous 2 semesters of the credentialing program. While the credentialing part of the program majors on the practice of leadership and minors in the scholarship, the Master of Arts program reverses that and actually majors in scholarship with a minor on practice. The final semester of the Master of Arts program therefore lays a solid foundation of skills and knowledge for those who are interested in pursuing their education even further by enrolling in a doctoral program in the future. In addition to the coursework expectations outlined earlier, there are some special events you should be aware of. The first is our program orientation in August. We usually have that on a Saturday in mid-August. The orientation will be screen to screen, and it's an opportunity for the whole cohort from both Antelope Valley and Bakersfield campuses to connect and network. In addition to clarifying expectations, providing resources, and meeting your faculty, we actually do some learning activities to activate your leadership acumen. There are 3 cycles to the CalAPA, and we do expect your submissions to be made in November for Cycle 1, March for Cycle 2, and May for Cycle 3. So you can expect to be a bit more busy in mid-November, March, and May as you finalize your CalAPA submissions. There is a credential ceremony in May, so you might mark your calendars for those of you who want to participate in the credentialing ceremony. There's also a master's orientation in May for those of you who continue on to take that 3rd semester and complete the master's program. Finally, there is the master's graduation, which occurs in December. And I believe that's only in Bakersfield. So those of you in the Antelope Valley would need to mark your calendar and make some travel plans to attend the graduation in Bakersfield in December, should you choose to do so. And now for the discussion of tuition and fees. In terms of what you can expect for tuition and fees, we recommend that you visit the current university catalog and search for the schedule of fees. Know that tuition and fees are always subject to change from year to year. There are some other program expenses, like the CalAPA, and that's not included in the university tuition and fees. You'll also want about $500 or so for textbooks and for course incidentals that come up now and then. I do want to point out the value that comes with our cost. We are a comprehensive public university that provides tremendous and robust resources such as our Walter Stern Library and our Writing Center. It is also one of the big reasons why you might find the cost of our program is so highly competitive. I also want to point out that your diploma is going to say California State University, and California State University is recognized around the globe. While most of our students do stay in and around the southern San Joaquin and Antelope Valley regions to serve their local communities, you never know where life is going to take you and what pathways might open up. Having that global recognition of your diploma, we think, means something. Many of our applicants are very surprised to find out that financial aid is actually available. Financial aid begins with you filling out the FAFSA. That's a standard federal form to unlock financial aid at universities across the country, and we, of course, use that as well. So please do complete the FAFSA. You might be surprised at what you actually qualify for. There's further information regarding CSUB financial aid at the website on your screen. Applying to our program is done online through the Cal State Apply portal. The website is on your screen. This is the portal for applying to any California State University campus, and there are 23 campuses in the Cal State system. So be sure that you pick the right campus, California State University, Bakersfield, and the right campus, either Bakersfield or Antelope Valley, depending on which campus you actually want to attend. Please be sure to pick the right program as well. We are the Educational Administration program. After you complete your Cal State Apply application to the university system, you must also apply to the Educational Administration program at CSUB. Directions for applying to the program are provided both in Cal State Apply and on our program website, csub.edu/edadmin. Click on the Apply to the Program Now link that you will find on the left of the screen. Providing your previous transcripts is an important part of the application process, and there are some areas where candidates can kind of get tripped up a little bit related to transcripts. So I want to provide some pro tips related to this kind of tricky sort of area. First of all, we do need transcripts from all of your prior college degrees. So if you have an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, or prior master's, or even a prior doctorate, we do need the transcripts for those degrees. Also, we need official transcripts sent directly to CSUB admissions. There is an email for CSUB admissions in Cal State Apply. Additionally, we need unofficial transcripts included in your EDAD program application. Again, that is official transcripts to CSUB admissions and unofficial transcripts to the Educational Administration program. Finally, if you have a prior degree from CSUB itself, like you did your bachelor's degree at CSUB, we can access those transcripts already. So that is in the Cal State Apply system, and you can just note that you have the transcript from CSUB. For other colleges and universities, you do need to go to your previous college or university's website. Search on the website about transcripts and find out their procedure. There's usually a small fee that you'll be paying to that college or university in order to send those official transcripts. Also, please check on any name changes that you may have had. There's a lot of times when we get applicants who have changed names for various reasons, and they don't tell us that. They don't indicate that in the Cal State Apply system that they have changed their name. And so we get a transcript that's under a previous name, and it can get kind of lost in the system, so to speak. So please do notify us if we should be expecting transcripts that are being provided under a previously used name. Finally, in the Cal State Apply system, there's a messages center. Please do check that message center, because if there are complications with your official transcripts, CSU will be providing information about that through the message center. So once you hit submit with your Cal State Apply application, please do be checking back into the system to make sure that there aren't any issues that might be communicated to you through the messages center. Our application window to begin in the cohort in the next fall term opens on October the 1st. We review applications on the 30th of each month. Following a successful screening of your program application, you will be invited to an interview via Zoom with program faculty. Note that we will accept applications until the program is full or June 30th, whichever occurs first. Interest in the program is high, and we encourage you to apply earlier to help ensure a seat in the next fall cohort.